We are going to practice using the traditional division method to solve the problem 654 divided by 31. Traditional division can be very quick and efficient. However, it does sometimes require you to be very good with your multiplication skills, so it can be a little bit more difficult at times compared to the partial quotients method. So I'm going to set up my problem very similar to partial quotients, except I do not have my sidebar going down on the right side. So the first thing I'm going to look at is how many times does 31 go into 6? And the answer is 0 times. So I could put a little X there. It's not mandatory. And then I'm going to look at how many times does 31 go into 65? And the answer would be 2. So now I'm doing 31 times 2, which equals 62. I'm subtracting. All I'm focused on right now in subtracting is my 62 and 65. The 4 is not part of the problem yet. And that's a difference also with partial quotients, is we're not looking at the entire number as a whole. We're going place value by place value, starting with the largest. When I subtract, I would get 3. So I'm almost through all the steps. The last piece is that I'm going to drag down this 4 to now become part of the problem. So now I am looking at how many times does 31 go into 34. That would be 1 time. And the number I have left is 3 again. So, in our original problem, we have nothing else left to bring down. And we want to make sure that our number down here is less than the divisor, which it is. And in that case, that's representing our remainder. If we had more digits over here, then we would need to continue the same repeated process. So in this case, our answer is 21 and 3/31. For the next portion of this lesson, I want you to solve the problem you see on the screen, 875 divided by 12, on your own paper. You should pause the video now, solve it independently, and play again to check. If you get stuck at any point, you can play the video up to the point you're stuck at to help you move along, and then continue by pausing and finishing the problem on your own. So go ahead and pause now and come back when you're ready. I'm going to go ahead and set up my problem so I can solve 875 divided by 12. So the first thing I'm looking at is how many times does 12 fit into 8, which in this case it does not. I can put an X at the top. It's not mandatory. The next thing I'm looking at is how many times does 12 fit into 87. And if I know that mentally, I can go a little bit faster. If not, I might need to create a fact table of 12 to help me out. In this case, I know it is 12 times 7 is 84. I'm going to subtract. Remember, I'm just focusing on 84 and 87. We get 3, and we bring down the 5, and we're ready to repeat the process. How many times does 12 fit into 35? And in this case, the fact table might help me, or I know that mentally. It is 2, which gives me 24. And I have 11 left over. If this number at the bottom turns out bigger than your divisor, it means that you made a mistake and you need to change the numbers you have up top, and you need to multiply the divisor by a larger number. So my answer is going to be 72 and 11/12.